So the day after I went diamond, my emerald quit because she did not get her $10,000 bonus and she just walked away. So I had to rebuild after diamond. I never qualified as paid lower than diamond. I somehow squeaked it out. Way back then, auto ships ran on the last day of the month. And so like there were some days where I qualified as diamond at like 10,005 BV. I mean, it was like barely happening. Excuse me. Hi, Terry. And then I just plugged along. Like I joined this business to go ambassador because I've known since I was 18 that network marketing was the way to go. So I joined to go ambassador, which is a little bit of my downfall because I didn't join to make $500 a month. And so seeing that I've been sitting at triple now for more than 3 years, I have spent the last like 2 years where you are struggling, wondering, this paycheck sucks. What am I doing wrong? Why am I still here? What is happening to me? So I plugged along after diamond and then eventually found another runner and we made a run. She actually promoted to double while I was still a diamond. So I kept going, found another runner, got myself to double. And then that double went bat guano crazy. Like, seriously, she went double because they were enrolling people on fake social security numbers, like just stealing people's information and buying kits. And so that's how she beat me to double. And so she couldn't maintain that. So not long after I went double, she sort of fizzled. And so I was at double and I was having to do this rebuilding thing again. Which Pam says we're not supposed to be rebuilding because we're always supposed to be building. Well, I was building again with these people that I had thought were supposed to be lifers. And then all of a sudden in 2014, my team had this massive explosion. The Lord did this ridiculous, amazing thing. And we signed, my tiny little team signed like 157 distributors in 150 days. And I went triple and it was amazing. And then like the next couple of months, all of my diamonds and above were personally enrolled. And so my checks were super high. I was like top 200. And this is all in like 14 or 15. I think it was 14. And I felt like I was on top of the world. This was what I had worked for so long. I've been in 9 network marketing companies before this one. And so I had never achieved the success that I knew was possible. And I know now that it's because It Works is just this special vehicle. It's just, we have this amazing perfect storm mix of awesome. And so I remember hosting my OTOMs and telling people, you know, I rebuilt and I rebuilt and I rebuilt and I got to triple and it could all crumble and I would rebuild again because it's worth it. I've been on the other side, or I am on the other side, and it's totally worth it. Well, shortly thereafter, like all of my diamonds were all of a sudden gone. One of them had a death in the family and she's still not recovered. And that's been 2 years. One of my diamonds, and she ended up as a double because I placed people under her. She was never a leader. So she just sort of dissolved. I think she's only ever enrolled 2 distributors the entire time she's been in the business. And that's been 4 years ago or whatever. And then the 2 people that considered themselves like we were best friends, all of a sudden started telling horrible lies, and they left the team for other companies, and just, it was awful. They were saying some horrible, horrible things. Well, the more I clawed at my paycheck, the lower it got, the lower volume got. And I drifted into this like muck, and I couldn't see my way out. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I started to question who I was. Was I really a leader? Did I really care about people? They all said I only cared about paychecks. And I just really started to question my motives in this business and who I was as a person. Well, when you're questioning your own motives and who you are as a person, you begin to just, you draw back from everything because you're not sure who you are, what you're doing, why you're even still here. There for a while, I thought, you know, my time here was done, that it was time to move on. The Lord was showing me like, okay, it's time to go. You're done here. You've had a good run and this is just not for you. Meanwhile, the lower my checks are getting, the more agitated my husband is getting, because he just doesn't see the vision that God has given me for where my team is going and what we're going to do. And so that started in mid-15. Okay. It was summer of 15, maybe August, when I started to just do this spiral downwards. Then the more I was trying to get connected to people, all of a sudden my best friend was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I can't be part of this. You're too negative. I'm out. And she dropped me like a hot potato. And so that added to it. And then it was just all of this mind numbing crap that I couldn't get past. And so I have spent dozens and dozens of hours just bawling over, you know, why am I not successful anymore? And so I don't know if that sort of describes the way you guys are feeling or what, but I'm coming out of this season where I had no fire and no desire. And I mean, I've got goosebumps right now because I know what's coming. So this is probably going to be a little bit disjointed, but I'm going to just share some things, maybe ask some questions. And I truly hope the hype, and you guys got so excited, I really, really hope you don't come and walk away and go, oh my gosh, that was such a waste of time. Because that's like my biggest fear, is that somebody's going to walk away from a meeting with me and go, she's crazy, and that was a waste of time. I don't know about you, but for me, when I was in this position, and let me be real clear, I am not paid as triple right now. And my checks are the lowest they have been in an extremely long time. So I am not speaking to you from a position of my check is great and I feel like I'm on top of the world. I feel like I'm on top of the world right now because I've reconnected with who I am, and why I do what I do. And I'm excited about what's coming because I've reconnected. Just like the Lord had to do some pruning company-wide and get rid of some junk, my team personally has gone through some pruning, and people that I thought were lifers were not. And that's okay. If you guys, I know you've had people leave. Some of you were you've got people that left who are shocked, or that shocked you when they left. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you've left. And the people that are with you now, at least for me, they're not here because of this awesome paycheck they're bringing in. They are here because they are loyal to the process, they're loyal to me, and they're loyal to the company. So even though right now I don't have anybody qualifying as Ruby or above, except for me, like that's hard. I went from triple, and every single one of my diamonds or above was personally coded to me. They were all my personally enrolled. And so the fact that all of those leaders went crazy was like, what am I doing? But all of these people that I know remain, I know are loyal. And I know they're in this because they love it, not to cheat people so they can get to double faster. Does that make sense? I mean, because they're not bringing in $300 a month. Why would they stay if they were just here to cheat people? Okay. But all of that crap that I went through had me operating from such a position of fear that there were times I didn't eat for 5 days. I could not keep food or water down because I was so fearful of the future. And I was fearful of just what was coming. Like, am I done? Am I, and it was all lies. It was all lies. If you guys have not read this, it's Without Rival by Lisa Bevere. This rocked my world. Okay. There's an exercise that you do in it. It doesn't take long, but what I really, really love about it is that she talks about how you are uniquely loved. It's not that, like, yes, God loves everyone. That's why he sent his son to die on the cross for us, to save us from eternal damnation. God loves all of us, but he does not love me in the same way and for the same reason as he loves Chelsea or Taylor or Terry or Kirsten. We are all loved 100% uniquely. Like, that was mind-blowing to me. I'm not loved for the reasons I'm like Robin. I'm not loved for the reasons I'm like this person. I am 100% uniquely loved as I am. Okay? And that goes the same for you. The exercise she has you do, like, you have an identity in Christ that is different from anyone else's identity. And it's different from the who you are when you are not your best. And we function as our best when we are functioning within the identity that he has intended for us. Does that make sense? It's like Pam says when she says, stay in your lane. Okay. And so this exercise, she has you sit with a piece of paper and just pray, Lord, what are your designations for me? What are my gifts that you've given me? What is it that I do that is different from everybody else? And y'all, I was terrified to sit with this request because I was afraid he wouldn't answer. Who am I that he would answer and tell me what my designations are? But each of us has these unique designations. And when you can figure out what those are, your heart becomes whole and it becomes soft and supple, and you're not operating from a position of fear anymore. You begin to operate from the stance of victory because you know everywhere he's pulling you toward, he's already on the other side. For me, being in this business was a call. I knew that this was my call. I knew that this was I was supposed to be doing for people. Okay. I love to help people make money. Like, that is my thing. And so when I was achieving that and I had all these diamonds and above, I felt like I was being successful. When in reality, my designation from the Spirit is that I'm a speaker and I'm a teacher. And so when things started to crumble and I became not paid as a triple, I began to pull myself back from putting myself out there and teaching people with word because I didn't feel like I was qualified anymore. Have you guys, when you lost paid as rank, you felt like all of a sudden you weren't qualified? Like, well, I'm not qualified to be a triple. You can't call me a triple. And so, and that's all just lies that the enemy wants to float around in your head, because you absolutely are a triple or a presidential. Just because you're not paid as that, the company is never going to take that rank away from you because you put in the effort to get there. Okay. I began to realize I had to find the joy in my suffering, what I perceived as suffering. Yeah, it was hard when my check was going down, 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 and I really needed it to go up, 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 up. Can you tell I used to be a teacher? That was a little like third grade, but I taught eighth grade. So where was I? I just totally jumped off track. Okay, Lord. When you're unsure of who you are, you consistently second guess yourself and your right to contribute to people and their purpose because you don't fully stand in your own purpose. Okay. And I don't know about you guys, but what do you love about this business? What is your favorite part?
My favorite part is, well, there's a bunch, but my favorite thing honestly would be like the friendships that we make. Like I'm a red personality, but I've met some of my best friends that I would never know if it weren't for this business, like best friends, like bridesmaids in my wedding, best friends. So I would say it's the friendships, but then I like helping people make money too. So like I had a girl on my team who ended up leaving. Same thing as you. When I promoted to Prez, she was supposed to go diamond, but she only went emerald. And she quit because she missed her $10,000 bonus. But she was struggling so bad that she had a daughter, and her hydro was winter, and it's cold here in Canada in winter, and she had no hydro, no heat or anything. Her car was about to get repoed, everything. And she called me when our commissions were when our prelims were uploaded. She called me just bawling, like saying that she could pay everything back and she was able to like save her car from being repoed and all of that stuff. And so I think I'm struggling so hard with the fact that these people that like her, like she, and then she also when we did the cruise the first year, she worked her butt off, and I just remember, like, I didn't even care about myself. Like, I just remember when they released the video and all the names went by. When I saw her name, I was, like, walking into the nail salon, and I, like, fell onto the ground and was crying because she worked so hard for it. And I think it just struggles so much when, like, these people aren't in my business anymore, and I cared so much about them and so much about them being successful, and I knew that they had it in them to do it, and they just gave up on themselves, and there was nothing I could do to change their mind. So that's what's the hard part for me, I think. But yeah, helping people, like, I don't know, the more and more I talk about it, I think I might be a little bit yellow.
Well, I think,
yeah,
like, when I started, I was red. Show me the money. Like, that's it. That's show me the money. But as we advance in rank, you have to become a little bit of the other colors just so you can better interact with your team. But at the same time, it's not really that I'm yellow as much as when I look at a new distributor, I see baby presidential diamonds and I see baby black diamonds. And I tell them that. And I'm like, I see you as what you can be. I don't see you as what you are. I don't see you as your struggles. I don't see that you missed your auto shipment last month because your car broke down. I see your success story. I have this like weird gift, and like I can see what their story is on stage when they get to hold the mic for the first time, and I see it all. And so when they can't grasp that belief, I'm right there with you, and they quit and they walk away, it hurts. It's not like working a job with somebody that walks away. Like my husband's like, I don't get it. They just quit. They moved on. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. It's a big deal in here. Terry, did you have something you wanted to add? I thought I saw you start to, but I totally interrupted even Chelsea. I'm sorry. I just got excited.
Okay. I don't know.
Hey guys. My favorite part, I think, is just the possibilities in this business. Like, I promoted to triple in 10 months, and life was wonderful. Like, we were making really good money, and my team was on fire. I've had my best friend and my first distributor. They both came home from their jobs to their kids. My best friend just had baby number 5, and the last 2 were only possible because of It Works. Like, she was able to go get her tubes untied.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, it's just an amazing story. And like, she just had baby number 5 a few days ago, and so just the possibilities here are awesome. And now that it's kind of becoming more of a struggle all of a sudden, like, I'm like, why is this so hard? We did it, and why can't we keep doing it? Or why can't we do it again, you know? Or why can't my team promote like I did when we first started? I just don't know.
How long have you been in?
3.5 years.
Okay. if you already told me that, I apologize. But so I think you weren't on at the beginning. I've been in almost 6. And so I've had all of those same thoughts, and I had all of that same brain static. Like, why can't we just do it again? And I realized for me and my team, it's because I was trying to lead like everybody else. And I wasn't leading in my lane, like Pam says. And all of these guys that hop on and social media just takes them, presidential in a butterfly fart. And I'm like, I've been triple for, way more than a butterfly fart. And why can't I move? I realized it's because I wasn't doing the things that I did in the beginning. Things became so overwhelming. Like, I stopped charting executives because I was too worried about who's going to be my double and who's this diamond and who's triple and who's all this. And I forgot those basic, not bottom level, but I forgot that foundational level. Taylor, what you got, hun?
So I have something because I can totally relate to, like, for me, I haven't stopped working the past couple of months, I have not really done that much because of my own doings, but for such a long time, like, I can relate to that because I stopped doing stuff with my team, but it's because I'm so over them. Like, it's the thing over and over and over. Like, I'm really good at signing distributors. I've always been really good at signing them. And I've always been a pretty good leader. I mean, there's obviously always room for growth, and I've, haven't always been the best leader. But when it's like, for me, I don't even want to focus on my team or even focus on signing distributors because I'm tired of the same thing happening. So it's like, how do you kind of get over that because like I stopped charting, I stopped doing all of that stuff because my team doesn't, like, they don't grow. Like, I grow and I had like my few leaders, but that was it. And it's like everyone else just has been in the same position for however long they've been in the business.
Okay. Is it that you're hesitant to add new people to the team page, or you're just emotionally done with having to try with somebody else who might do the same thing? Which I just want to make sure I understand.
Not for like the team page. Like, I'm just tired of signing distributors and them not doing anything. I feel like I'm pretty good with talking to people about why, like, I don't just sign up people just to sign them up. I figure out, what this business would do for them, why they want, like, I ask questions and I try to help them really see the vision. And then they do, but then they realize, like, 90% of people realize that they actually have to work the business. And if they don't get however many customers in their first month, then they stop. And so for me, it's like, but I've had, people that have been in the business for 1 to 3 years, and they are in the same position. They've never promoted, and it's because, and they like say all of these things, but they're all talk and not showing any action.
Okay. I don't know how tough love you are. I call them on it.
Well, yeah, so I do too. So I'm a huge red. I joined for the money. When I saw that people were making over $10,000, $20,000 a month, I said, I want that. And that's what I signed up for. I literally signed up to make $20,000 a month. And so like the whole like 500, like that's not me. I need more than that. And so that's what I signed up for. So when I have people like, I'm also like outside of the business, I'm a huge yellow. Like, I'm very genuine. I'm very caring. I'm very sensitive. But when it comes to the business or any type of business, I am all for the money. But I'm, like I said, I'm also very sensitive. So I am genuine. Like, I'm understanding, but it's when people say they want one thing and then they don't do it or they don't go for it, that's when I'm like, I can't even deal with it, because like I try to and then they just continue with excuses, and so I'm like, I'm done. Like, I can't, it's exhausting.
Okay. That's me too. And like the thing that bugs me the most, and I try and think of it as like the people who show up are the people that I should spend my time with, and the people who show up are the people that deserve my time. but I'll do like I'll tell everybody, like, I'm doing a big Zoom tonight. Like, it's going to be for anybody who wants this. Like, if you want this, show up. And, like, 8 people show up. And my team page is about 500. So I'm, like, at the point where I'm still maintaining a strong double. So I'm happy. I'm always happy with my paycheck because I'm like you guys, too. Like, when I joined, I really did join for $500, but once I made $500, it was like, okay, like, it's go time. I know what I can do now. But when I looked at that chart, what really stood out to me was double. I could live off double for the rest of my life. And if I was at double, I'm happy with double. And so me being at double, I can't complain because that's all I ever wanted. And so that might be it too. It might be like, I'm comfortable here. So, like, I have no desire to get back to that place because I'm fine here and I'm happy here. My bills are paid here. We still make amazing money here. I make triple pay as a double because I have a girl who's probably in the top 10 now on my team. So I have a huge organization because I have a rock star on my team that I never have to worry about that side. It's the other side, and, like, it's just she takes up so much of my volume that it's like I don't even know how to like balance it. Like I'm building all these new legs so that I can balance it.
Yeah.
Just so that I don't have too strong. Well, it'd be nice to have 2 strong legs, but I don't want all my volume coming from one place. I want it to be, like, spaced out even. Like, the presidential that I'm talking about on my team, like, her team is so spread out wide, she will never have to worry about losing rank ever because everything's spread out so perfectly. That's my goal. It's to spread everything out so perfectly, and I'm just having so much trouble focusing on so many other legs. That's, like, I think that's my issue is, like, I have, like, 4 legs outside of her that I'm trying to focus on, which is what we need. We need 5 legs in this business, but I'm trying to focus on all of them at the same time, and I'm just, like, really, really struggling, like, hard with it.
Okay.
And also my double for Prez, and then my triple for ambassador is my fiance. So awesome. It's like me too, because he doesn't work this business. It's all me. So it's like I'm trying to focus on everybody plus his leg, and it's killing me.
Yeah, that will kill you. That's totally where I was. And so honestly, I didn't necessarily intend to, like, try to help you guys with strategy today as much as I just want to speak to your heart. And so obviously, I believe that the Lord is going to have you hear what you need to hear. But something keeps coming to mind that the other day I had a really horrible breakdown. I was in the floor of my shower, bawling my eyes out because we have a 15-year-old and my husband is flipping out about insurance for my 3 boys when they get ready to be put on the insurance, and how are we going to buy a car for my son next year. And in 2014, when I was paid as a triple and I was, a high level income earner, none of that was a worry. And he's back to being concerned again. And so I felt so desperate. And anyway, I had a call with Pam, and something she said that, Chelsea, you sort of just touched on, was that Cammie, for a long time in her business, was stuck at making $3,000 a month. And what they figured out is that, like you said, that was all she felt she was worthy of. So she never pushed past that mark. She felt, because that's what she had been making as a teacher. And so I'm stuck where I'm stuck right now because I feel like that's all I deserve, or did. That was where I was. I felt like it was all I deserved because of what all those other people had said to me. And so I'm transitioning out of that. Normally, what is keeping us from making those moves on some level is a fear. It may not be an obvious fear, like, oh, I'm afraid to talk to people, or I'm afraid to put in the effort, or whatever. but the spirit of fear, as long as we let it reign, will absolutely destroy us, which I have personally witnessed in my own organization over the last 2 years. It will paralyze you, and sometimes it's fear that you don't know where to work because you're afraid to put all effort into one leg. So you're spreading yourself out and you're afraid to work here. Or it may be fear that you drop the ball somewhere while you're trying to work with somebody, instead of trusting your gut, running with those 8 people who are showing up and saying, yes, I'm ready to do this. And for me, it was kind of hard to let go that my personally enrolled will not necessarily be my rock stars this time around, because I've had to adopt so many people from battered, shattered legs that I'm working closely with people who are, 15 or 20 levels down, that at compression, they're going to move up, but you have to, for me, I was holding on to the fear that it had to be my personally enrolled, or it said something about my ability to sign quality distributors and my ability to lead. Okay, if I avoid working with these people because I'm trying to herd cats, like I'm totally missing out on the emotional, mental, and financial reward of helping these 8 people who are consistently showing up. My team page, I've gotten rid of everybody. Like, if you're not here to do it, you're gone. I made a post that said, I'm cleaning up the team page because when people are in groups with a lot of members and not many are active, it jacks with your algorithm. So if you see this and you want to stay, like it. If you see this and do not like it, you're out. And I said, remember, FB shows me who sees this. And so I did more cleanup. I used to be really hung up on, oh gosh, I've got to have 500 people in my group. I don't want it to drop below that, because that felt like a measure of success. When in reality, the number of people in our group has zero indication to your level of success. So whatever the fear is what's paralyzing. And it might look different than what you feel like it should, and you might not even realize that is what you fear. But at this point, sorry, I've got hair. I'm still getting used to these ridiculous bangs. When your check is doing this and people are leaving, and Taylor, this sort of speaks to what you said, where you're just tired of people saying they're going to do something and then they're not. We begin to expect that disappointment when we enroll somebody new. And as long as we go into these relationships expecting disappointment, that's what we're going to get, because what we expect is what we attract. And, this is, if you're demanding more of these people and withholding your approval until they achieve it, we're just going to keep pushing people away. I've done that. But these people who they got my tough love, they know that I'm calling them on their crap. Like, this is what you said. And then you posted 15 times today on Facebook and you haven't shared about your business in 3 days. I screenshotted. I went through her Facebook and screenshot it and I sent it to her. And I said, I will take that to mean that you're not really ready to run with this yet. And that's totally okay. When you are, I'm here. And I'm praying for you and I love you and I'm ready to run, but you have to be ready. I can't do it for you. What else is coming to mind that you guys need to hear? Something that really, really, I don't know where your stance is on being in this business, but I believe that this was an answer to a prayer, and that this is my calling, and that this is my career. This is what I'm going to do from here until eternity, or until God calls me home. But so many people don't see that there's a spiritual warfare aspect to what we do, because that's just making money. That's just making money. Okay, Well, I consecrated this to the Lord. He's in charge. He takes care of the results. I just have to show up and put in my part. Well, anytime you cover something secular, like Mark and Cindy do with this business from the top, they cover it in prayer, and this is their love gift to us. Anytime you do that, the demons wake up and they want to shut you down. And so I mean, I don't want to like weird you guys out. I don't know your level of belief on this, but mental battles have a level of spiritual warfare attached that so many people don't even realize is happening. They just think they're screwing up, or they just think they can't get their mind right. And so we have to refuse to allow our imperfect fears and our imperfect feelings to oppose the flawless love of Christ in us. I mentioned at the beginning, he loves us uniquely. He loved you before you ever could make any action that could add to that love. And that goes with being qualified at diamond or double or triple or whatever. All of that is outside this unique love. And it's all part of your story. Everything that you're going through now is going to be something that you're going to be able to use to teach someone later. And when you're having the worst days and you're so frustrated and you just don't even know what, like, I don't know why we can't do it again, Terry. Like, I get that. I've been right there with you. I don't know why we can't repeat these runs. I have learned that praise gives purpose to our pain. And when I just start praying and praising expectantly for what's coming, my heart begins to relax and I stop clawing at what's not happening and start appreciating what is. And I appreciate those 8 people or 6 people that are hopping on these Zooms. And I remember that I signed up to fight for them. Like, yes, when I joined this, I saw that ambassador money and that's where I was headed. You know, I didn't join for $500. And I very quickly figured out that the only way to get there was to fight for people to get to executive, and to fight for people to get to Ruby, and to fight for people. And so if those 8 are the only ones that want to show up to the boxing ring and let me fight for them as they're battling whatever it is they're battling, then those 8 are going to be the ones I go freaking Rocky Balboa with, and we're going to go destroy whatever it is. You guys, we've all been backed into a corner. And, oh, hi, Taylor. I see you twice.
Sorry. Yeah, I had it. My phone's going to die. So I'm like, I got to charge it.
I was like, oh, she's twice.
Sorry.
You've got to just come out swinging. Whatever it was that got you to your highest paid rank, whatever it was that did that, like Pam told me the other day, is probably going to be what's going to get you beyond. She made me promise I would stop looking at it as getting back to triple. I'm not getting back to triple. I've never not been a triple diamond. Since May of 2014, I have been a triple diamond, and I'm a triple going presidential. And I'm a triple going ambassador. Like, I'm coming out swinging. But the Bible tells us to guard our hearts and guard our thoughts, because there is life and death in the power of the tongue. And so many times we think of speaking, like what you say is what you become and it's what you attract. So many times I grew up in a Baptist home, and so that was too touchy-feely spiritual for us. And so that was New Age. You don't, speak into existence. And I agree, you cannot speak something into existence that God did not ordain for you. But if you believe in your calling and beyond shadow of any doubt that he brought this to you and you're supposed to be an ambassador diamond because of all of those lives that you're going to change, then you've got to stand up and come at this from a position of victory instead of a position of fear. Like, go read the story of Gideon when you get off here. In 14, I went to conference as I was paid as a diamond. I was a double, but paid as a diamond. And at the time, you know, I told you that my double had promoted ahead of me. She was just pure evil, like just a horrible person. And I knew that I didn't want to build her back to double to get me to triple. Does that make sense? I feel like I just talked in a circle. I needed a double, and I didn't want it to be her because I didn't want to put money in her pocket because she's hateful and evil, and it was awful. And so I went back, got home from conference, and I was praying. I was like, Lord, I want to run for this bonus, and I want to go triple, but I don't want to do it with her. But it would be so much closer if I did it with her. I need you to show me what to do. And out of the blue, I called a friend and I was like, hey, this is totally random, but I need you to meet me and I need you to pray with me because I need somebody interceding for me. And so we met at Panera and we sat down, and this is the first time I had ever done this, y'all. I was not, before then, I did not really believe that God cared about my business one way or the other. It was just money. There was no spiritual battle in this business for me before this. And so I met with her and I was like, I need you to pray. This is the situation. And she started to tear up a little bit and she's like, oh my gosh, I've got something for you. The Lord gave me this story this morning and I just didn't know who it was going to be for. And then you called me and now you're speaking up and this is for you. And it was the story of Gideon. And I don't know, I wasn't familiar really with the story of Gideon back then. But Gideon had this huge army and he was about to go battle an even larger army. And the Lord said, you need to cut down your army to this small number so that there will be no doubt in people's minds that I did this and not you. Okay, God, that is my answer. Like, this is not her. We're going to go with this tiny group. He's going to take care of it. Here we go. That was when I made the run to triple and we signed 157 distributors in about 150 days. And I went triple without needing that leg. And it was amazing. But more of the Gideon story, like he went away to talk to God and the Lord showed him these things and he just came back to his team, to his army. And he had this holy fire of anticipation burning in his soul. And he was like, this is what we're going to do. And we're about to go for it. And so I have to imagine that his team got excited because he was excited and he was sure of what was coming. And they were going to go run for this together. Like they were going to go into battle together. And as leaders, we have to come to our teams with this same excitement. And whether or not you get it here, I want you to go find it somewhere. Because we didn't come this far to only come this far. Gall? That's not even a word. Can you tell I used to teach English? I was going to say y'all and gosh, I don't know, whatever. We didn't come this far only to come this far. Chelsea, you didn't go that far just to sit at double because you're more than that. You are so much more than that. Taylor, you are so much more than, I don't even want to help this person because they're just going to tell me crap later. Like, as a red, I totally get it. Like, I don't want your BS excuses. I want you to work and do what you said because that's what I did. I didn't even have a mentor back then. And so I was like, whatever, just do it.
And I also, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I also don't want to forget. Yeah. Taylor, I really feel like when you say that, like what you speak, like what you speak into your team is what you attract. Like if you're not speaking life into them and if you keep saying like, oh, this person's just going to quit on me later, like I really do believe that that's what happens because I've seen it happen in my own business. And the one thing that I've really been diligent about is like making sure that I'm always giving people the benefit of the doubt, like not being like, well, she doesn't want this. Well, maybe she's going through life stuff, because my best friend, she's one of my triples. She does not tell anybody when she's feeling things. Like, she doesn't let it out. She doesn't tell people her feelings. And so she was going through a bunch of stuff that I had no idea about because she doesn't speak it. So I was like, oh, she just doesn't want this. Like, I can't force her to do it, whatever. But really, she was just going through some personal stuff that I had no idea about, and I had to literally pry it out of her. But anyways, so regardless of like what the situation is, I just truly feel like when I say that about people, like, once I hear an excuse, I'm automatically like, oh, you don't want this. I don't want to waste my time on you. But then as I've noticed, and this was in like within the last like 3 months, like, I find that people drop like flies over the summer. I don't know why, but I really feel like it happens over the summer. And like, people who have been in a while, like, I would say I signed with that $9.99 deal. I signed 50 distributors. I would say probably 10 to 15 are still actively working. And that's because, like, all the other people, I was just like, oh, the second they like made it seem like they didn't want this, I was like, okay, bye. Like, and I wish I hadn't. Like, I regret it. But yeah, just within the last few months, I've noticed that as I've started saying, like, my team is on fire, like, and just like not taking an excuse as an excuse so much as like fear or something they're going through, I find that they actually come around and they actually do start working when I don't speak like that. So I just feel like the law of attraction is so much like real to me, like, really.
Yeah. No, sorry if you guys can hear my crazy child. So no, I totally agree with like everything that you said. And I know, like, I believe in law of attraction so much. But my thing is like, I don't speak. I've always, like, I'm a positive person. Right now, I may not sound like I am, but I'm always a very positive person. I'm always trying to tell my team, you know, the other side, and I understand what you're feeling, but this is, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I always try to uplift them in some way or another. I try to show them that when you do the law of attraction stuff, and like, I know I'm a very inspiring person when I'm at my best and when I am feeling my best. Right now, I'm not feeling my best. I'm not that, you know, confident within myself and my business. Right now, it's just like, it's not good. So I know that I sound like whatever, but my thing is, like, I have so many people that have been in this business for 1 to 3 years, or even started when I started, and they're literally sitting at the same spot, but they're working their business, but they're not signing, like, they sign a couple customers a month. Yes, that's great. It's better than nothing. But it's so hard to, like, right now, I feel like I don't even want to talk to any of them or try to help them, because for the last 3 years, I have constantly poured into them. I have done team Zooms every single week. I have done trainings for them in person. I have done one team, one missions, or been a part of it.
Your heart gets tired.
And it does get tiring. And that's why I'm like, I'm fed up with it, because these people have been sitting in the same spot, but yet they want, you know, a however much paycheck they want. They have all these goals and these dreams. And like, right now, I'm just like, I'm done talking to you guys. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm over it. I'm feeling done with them. Yes, I'm always going to be there for them because I do care about them. And that's where my yellow does come in, is that I can't give up on people so easily. Even with any relationship, I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. I have way too much hope in everything in my life. And it is so annoying sometimes, but so it's just like, right now, like, I just feel, and I know that I do need that new blood. I know that I need to get those new distributors. And when I do sign up people, I let them know, like, if they, like, I see the good in them, and I see, you know, if they are capable of going diamond and beyond, like, I let them know that, and I want to work with them, and I do work with them. But then it's so frustrating, because I feel like so many people that I do sign up, and I have hope. Like I said, I have hope. It's not like I sign people and I'm like, oh, this person's just going to quit, or this person, like, I pray and I hope that this person that I sign, every single person, I pray that they're going to be that person for me. And so it's just exhausting when I pray over them. I have so much hope and I pour into them, and 90% of the people just give up after their first month or however many months because they have, you know, they go through a hard time. And that's when I go in and I'm like, no, like, I work with them and I pour into them, and then it's just like they're already gone. So that's what I struggle with, and that's what I've been struggling with for such a long time, but I've kept going. But this year has been way different than any other year. So it's just tough. It's hard to constantly want to pour into people when, especially my team that I've had for the last 3.5 years, it's just the same thing. Like, I'm growing and a couple of my leaders grow with me, but no one else does. And it's like, why don't I have more than, you know, 5 diamonds or however many diamonds I have on my team? Like, why don't I have, or diamond and above, like, why don't I have more of that? Why don't I have like 20 diamonds and several, you know, of every rank? Like, that's what's frustrating for me, because I see everyone else, but it's like, why can't I ever have that? I've never had that. I've only had 2 double diamonds. One girl was super close to double diamond and she completely fell off, and now she's like distributor. I don't even know if she gets commission qualified. And like, everyone else is just diamond. And so it's just, it sucks. It's hard and it's frustrating.
Yeah. I think too, the biggest thing for me this year, like, I haven't had a diamond or an emerald promotion in over a year. So I really feel, I think that's the one thing that really like I'm struggling with right now is, like, at the beginning of my business, there were promotions every month. Every month someone promoted to ruby and above, and it was just like fire, 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 like, all the time. I've had rubies pop in the last year, a couple, probably 8 or 9, but no emeralds, no diamonds, no doubles, nothing. So I'm really upset, because I know there's people on my team who can be and should be and hopefully will be if they don't give up on themselves, but I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I do my Zooms like consistently every week with my team, and like I said, it's super frustrating when only 8 people show up and the people who tell me that they want this aren't even on it. So I'm just at a loss, but yeah.
You have to be willing to, you're going to kill yourself in this business. And I'm coming at this from almost 6 years in. Okay. You are going to kill yourself in this business if you are constantly worried about what those people do with what you're giving. You can pour into vessels all dang day, but if they won't take the lid off the vessel, they're not going to get anything. And you can't help that. Okay. You are responsible for your actions and your actions alone. If you're doing your team Zooms and you are consistent and you are working your own business and you're sharing with them how to work, not just like post in your team page about this is how I'm working to fill up my steps to success, not just the pictures like, oh, hey, I filled up my steps to success this month. And your new people are like, well, I don't even know how you're doing this. If you're giving them the tools and you're pouring into them, you can't hold yourself responsible for the fact that they will not open the vessel or that they won't even do the work to try to take the lid off the vessel. You can't help those people. All right. If these are people who have been here for a while, you know, just hey, I'm praying for you. Hey, I'm still here if you're ready to do this. I believe you are more than what you are currently doing. And I feel like you're holding yourself back because you've told yourself a crap story that you're not worth anything more than what you currently are. Just call it like it is. Say it in love. Let them hear your heart and let them hear how passionate you are about helping them. And if that still doesn't get the lid off the vessel, deuces, baby. I am here when you're ready, but I'm running. Okay. Ashley Sinclair uses a visual that, you know, she's a relay runner and she's sprinting her leg of this relay. And relay runners, when they run, they hold their hand back to grab the baton. And it's the other person's job to run in and put the baton in that front person's hand. Well, my team all knows that my hand is always back ready to grab their baton or their hand, but their race will never be run if they don't make the effort to grab my hand. I'm going to run with my runners and walk with my walkers, and I'm going to wave at the sitters. But you can catch me on the next lap, but I'm not going to wait around for you. I had to get to the point where I was willing to just release them. I cannot be held responsible that they are not willing to talk to people to sign a customer. I'm going to do what I can do to get my own dang fast starts. And quite frankly, I've been in a ridiculous drought. And so that's about to go down. That's done. I'm over that. I had to figure out what I was doing in the beginning where I was consistently signing customers and distributors. I normally sign more distributors than I do customers because that's my passion. I love helping people make money. But it got to where I was trying to be in everybody else's lanes. And so I was trying to work mostly on social media instead of doing what I'm really good at. And that's speaking at parties. Like, I love to talk to people, and they tend to respond because they can see my eyes and they can hear my heart. So if I can find a lead on social media and I can convert to this, then we can get somewhere. But because I got all flustered watching these people grow on social media and go from 0 to ambassador in 6 months or 8 months or 9 months, and here I am sitting at Triple for 3.5 years going, what am I doing wrong? Well, the only thing I've done wrong is take my eyes off of what I'm good at, stress over results that I really have no control over. I just have to do what I know to do, and I know what I'm good at. And I have to leave the results on the table. Like, I can't do this for you guys. I would build you to double diamond if I could go and roll a bazillion distributors. I would do it for you because that would get me to ambassador, but I can't, and I'll kill myself if I try. You can't run a marathon carrying a dead body. You are not going to make the 26.2 miles. You're just not. And this business, we have sprints, but overall, it's a marathon. I mean, if you guys are really in this to make it long term, and I feel like once you get past the 1 or 2 year mark, you're probably looking at this like, yeah, you want to stick this out. And, you know, the seasons where it sucked are the seasons where I've grown the most. I wasn't growing as a person when my check was, you know, presidential pay as a Triple. I wasn't growing as a person then. I was enjoying my money, you know, and this hard season of being stuck at Triple has really made me investigate, okay, who am I? Like, what brings me joy? Why do I even enjoy doing this? Why am I still here? I had to find out who I am. I had to really figure out what I'm good at. And then I've had to get really good at letting people go. They know I love them. They know I'm here to fight for them. And I don't take that responsibility lightly. That's why it hurts us, all of us, I think, so bad when people quit and walk away, because you don't take responsibility lightly. Like, you joined me so we could fight for your future, and you're done? I'm not done. I didn't put my gloves down. Like, this fight's not over, but you're quitting. You're walking out of the ring. And that hurts. And I ran a couple of people away because it would piss me off. Like, I would just get mad. And I'm like, I'm done with you. Hands are washed. Go have a crap life. I don't care. And that wasn't the right response to have, because they probably would have come back eventually if I could have let them go in love and let them know that I'm here for them no matter what. But know that this season that you're in, all of these battles that you're fighting, it's creating grit. And it's giving you what you need to have a foundation to go to the next level. You're not trying to get back to your rank. You're pushing for the next level. That's where we're going. if you're still struggling and you're just not feeling this and I have not been any help at all, or if I have been a teeny bit of help but you need more, y'all message Pam. Taylor, did you message Pam? Did you guys get to talk yet?
Yeah, I messaged her, but she hasn't officially delivered because we're not
okay.
It
friends.
probably went to her request folder or whatever.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm sure she gets a ton of those, so I'm sure eventually she'll get back to me. I think it would be great if we could get her on a Zoom.
Absolutely.
With, like, everyone in this page, because I know that there's more people that were wanting to be a part of this Zoom that are not on and need the help too. So
I will, because after we talked, she sent me a friend request, and so now we're connected, and I have her phone number. So I'll shoot her a text, and I'll ask if she can do that for us. I honestly didn't believe that she ever would even message me back, like at all. And, you know, if you guys need more, she's been in the industry since before I was born, I think. And so, you know, for somebody who knows what it's like to be on the other side and to go through it all, to be able to talk to Pam and have her listen to your heart and then speak to your heart was amazing. I mean, I bawled my way through the conversation. It was awful. Like, I couldn't believe I was like snotty and nasty trying to talk to Pam Souter. But I don't know. I just totally lost my train of thought. But you guys are still here. You're digging deep and you've got grit. This season is creating the foundation for your next level. And all of these people who promoted super fast ambassador in 6 weeks, they got there without, my time keeps getting shorter, doesn't it? Frustrates me. It's like overnight ambassadors is what I feel like they've done because I've been chugging away at Triple for so long. But it's my own dang fault because I let myself get in my head. You know, they say your greatest battle that you'll fight is right in here. It's between your two temples. And that's so true because I basically had given up on myself. I mean, I was posting, but that was about it. I wasn't really, I lost my mentor in that season. My presidential and my ambassador just rejected me and I was removed from all the team pages. And I no longer had somebody who cared about my success. And so I let that cause me to go like wonky. I felt so lost for so long. And all of that is my fault. It all happened right in here. This is something that I have my girls do that have been struggling. It's something that I have used that has been a tremendous tool. I wrote down all of my mental battles. Like if I have a negative thought during the day, I write it down. And then later when I can sit down, or I put it in a note in my phone, later when I can sit down, I go find a scriptural truth that speaks to that mental battle that I'm fighting. And then there's an app called Think Up. You can record your own affirmations into this app. And then when you play it, it reads them back in your voice. And so you can lay down, put your headphones in as you're going to bed at night. You can listen to these affirmations of truth that are battling the very specific negative affirmations that you keep giving yourself during the day. And it's been such a tremendous mind shift for me that even though my paycheck this month was the lowest it has been in an insanely long time, I feel unstoppable because I've reconnected with who I am and I'm putting truth in instead of constantly going, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like this. And fear kept me from taking that step because I didn't know what that step was. I've never gone from triple to presidential before. I don't know what that looks like. Okay, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard because all it is helping people do exactly what I've already done. Like the day that occurred to me, and you guys probably already know this, and you're like, why in the world are we on this Zoom with her? But like the day that occurred to me, like the world shifted. Distributors who have just joined the business, all they're doing is helping people do what they did, helping people join the business. That's how you get to executive. And then, from executive to Ruby, you made executive. You're just helping one person do what you did. That's what gets you to Ruby. And then Emerald is just helping two people do what you did. And y'all, I don't know if you've ever broken it down that way for your team, but the day, y'all, 6 years, it took me almost 6 years to figure out that to get from one level to the next, I'm doing what I've already done. Like, I'm not a logical thinker. I'm an emotional thinker, and that never occurred to me. It's step by step. But if you can break that down for your team, it starts to feel a whole lot less scary. But you guys are capable, and you are hopefully a little bit more motivated now. I don't know that I've accomplished anything for you or told you anything you didn't already know. I have to run, go get kiddos. You guys are welcome to use my Zoom room if you want to chat further. Kirsten, you've been quiet. Was there anything you wanted to point out? Or are you like, shy, don't talk to me? Please don't say my name. But it's my
No, I've had a headache for 3 days.
girl.
And so I woke up and I checked Facebook, and it was right when this started. So
Awesome.
that's why I hopped up late. But I am a firm believer that people that show up to these things are here because they need to hear something. And you definitely have spoken to me today, especially the story of Gideon and all of that. So, all in.
Awesome. Do you have migraines?
No, I think it's hormonal.
Ugh, okay. All right. I just threw my pen. Okay, y'all, I'm a hot mess. If I can stick this out for 6 years, know that you can stick this out for 6 years. And honestly, when I was 3 years in, I felt like 6 years felt like an eternity away. But I'm excited to see where we are all headed next. I feel like I'm just now getting started. I feel like a brand new distributor again, super excited. I had to get back to being desperate to finish my steps to success every month. And I'm tired of playing mental games with myself. And I'm coming at this from a position of victory instead of a position of fear. I would love to do this again. If anybody wants to hop on, I'll check with Pam about doing a Zoom for all of us. Those are always so phenomenally amazing. And I would love to have you guys as guest speakers on my team Zoom sometime, if you guys would be willing to do that. I think it's always fabulous for them to hear from other leaders. If you would, please, when we're done, I would love to know how I can be praying for you. If you guys want to message me, I would love to cover you guys in prayer. And all of us getting to presidential ambassador and beyond. We're going to be so amazing. They're going to have to create a new rank that's higher than Black Diamond. Like, I don't even know what color that would be. Like purple? I don't know. But anyway, I hope this helped somebody. Kirsten, thank you for your kind words. Seriously, my greatest fear is that somebody's going to walk away from this and go, why did I waste my time with her? But does anybody have anything you want to say before I cut the recording?
No, I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think on everyone else's behalf, thank you for doing this. And I think that we all walked away with something. Even when it's something that, because we're all triple, we've heard this stuff before, triple or above. And so, we've heard a lot of this stuff before, but that reminder is always so important, and it's always going to be such an aha. So, just little ahas here and there. So thank you so much for taking time to do this, because it was helpful. I know for me, I'm sure for every other person on here. So thank you.
Awesome. I am excited for you guys.
I also just want to say I've always said from the beginning of my business that it really doesn't matter how long it takes for us to get to ambassador. We know we have the opportunity and we have the ability to get there. It's just, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Right.
So I know I'm going to be an ambassador diamond, but it doesn't matter how long it takes because one day I'm going to be making 40 grand a month. So
you know, just one last thought and then I'll let you go. But I consider this my mission field because I get to love on people and minister to them in ways that I never would have been able to without this company. And I get to meet people, like you said before, Chelsea, that I never would have met otherwise. And, you know, we've had people come to faith in Jesus through our team because of a Blitz card. And so if I were trying to get out into the mission field and go to Bolivia, and I had to go to language school and I had to raise all my funding and all of this, I wouldn't be concerned that Taylor got to Bolivia first. Like, there's plenty of people in Bolivia to talk to. It's not like her getting to the mission field beat me there and discounted what I was doing in any way. And so why then do we feel like just because somebody beat us to wherever we wanted to go, it's a mind game Satan likes to play. So you're exactly right. We're going to get there when we get there. And y'all, if I had gone presidential and then ambassador on my schedule, I wouldn't be nearly as mature in this business and I wouldn't be nearly as prepared to take that leap as I am now. So praise gives purpose to your pain. And all of this grit that you're developing is we are preparing a foundation to take it to a whole nother level. So thank you for spending your time with me. We will do it again and I'll get with Pam and we'll just go from there. How's that?
perfect.
Awesome. I love you guys. Go be amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good day. Bye.